the 7th of November 2020. That is when American networks declared Joe Biden as president-elect. It has now been 16 days, but Donald Trump is yet to concede. This is what the US president tweeted on Sunday. Joe Biden won in the eyes of the fake news media. I concede nothing. This was a rigged election. It is an interesting tweet because it is the first time that Donald Trump has come close to admitting that Biden won, even though he feels the entire process was rigged, as he says. Trump's Twitter feed right now is a long list of flagged tweets. Take this one, for instance. Trump claims that poll watchers were thrown out of counting rooms. Is there evidence for any of this? None. So a couple of questions here. What is Trump's plan of action? And more importantly, what is the end game? How is Donald Trump planning to cling on to the White House? Part one of his plan hinges on his base. We saw a glimpse of that on Sunday. A mega pro-Trump rally in Washington. Thousands of the president's supporters were out in full force. It was dubbed the Million MAGA March. MAGA standing for Make America Great Again. Much like Trump himself, these protesters have rejected the election results. They say there is no president-elect, that it's all a lie.
I just want this isn't over. It's not even close to being over. And those people that are telling you right now that it is over are lying to you. The vote has not been declared. No, there is no president-elect. It's all a lie.
In some places, these protests turned violent. A right-wing group, Proud Boys, clashed with Antifa, a far-left movement. One person was stabbed and taken to the trauma center. So there you have it. Trump supporters are invigorated. They are ready for the battle, which brings us to the next question. How is Trump doing in the courts? That's the battle we are talking about. Remember, the Trump campaign filed a flurry of cases in swing states, starting with Pennsylvania, which Biden won on the 7th of November. The Trump campaign immediately filed a lawsuit. What did they want? The campaign alleged that around 680,000 ballots were illegally processed. It wanted these votes to be removed from the final tally, but that demand has now been dropped. This makes Trump's lawsuit in Pennsylvania effectively toothless, with very little chance of success. The president himself does not appear confident. Since election night, Donald Trump has spent most of his time at his golf course. The White House has virtually stopped addressing the COVID-19 outbreak in America. His administration is yet to ratify Biden's victory, which means the transition process is needlessly getting delayed. Joe Biden's team, on the other hand, is eager to get cracking. The incoming chief of staff, Ron Klain, feels it's time that Biden and Harris start receiving intelligence briefings. It's probably the most important aspect of any presidential transition.
What we really want to see this week, Chuck, is the General Services Administration issue that ascertainment so we can start to do the kinds of things you and I talked about a few minutes ago. Meet with these vaccine officials, kind of get the intelligence briefings for the president-elect, the vice president-elect. That's really the measure of how this is moving forward this week, I think.
There is bipartisan criticism against what Donald Trump is trying to do. Among the more vocal critiques has been Donald Trump's predecessor, Barack Obama. He is in the news once again, promoting his new memoir. And Obama is not mincing his words. He said nobody is above the law, whether it's a dog catcher or a president.
They obviously didn't think there was any fraud going on because they didn't say anything about it for the first 2 days. But there's damage to this because what happens is that the peaceful transfer of power, the notion that any of us who attain an elected office, whether it's dog catcher or president, are servants of the people. It's a temporary job. We're not above the rules. We're not above the law. That's the essence of our democracy.
We've all been talking about Joe Biden's presidency, what it will mean for West Asia, for climate change, and a range of other issues. Barack Obama also chipped in with his expectations. Interestingly, they are not about policy or political positions. Obama is expecting a change in the prestige of the office itself, the way a president carries himself.
I saw over the last 4 years that endanger democracy operating the way it should.
Yeah.
And I think that what Joe and Kamala can do is to level set, to reestablish that we don't use the Justice Department, for example, to go after political enemies, that we don't mingle personal business interests with the business of government.
But right now, all these conversations are in the realm of speculation because Trump will not hand over the White House without a fight, that's clear. This so-called lame duck period is leading up to the most messy presidential transition in American history.